12 years ago, I broke the Guinness World Record for longest speech marathon. I spoke for 36 hours and 46 minutes, and this is what I did to prepare. First, I reached out to previous record holders, people who had broken the same record. So I found the guy who had broken it at 28 hours. Somebody else had broken his record, so he really didn't care about helping me break the record. And so I just bombarded him with questions of what he did that was good, what he did that was bad, how he prepared, what he recommends, things that may be unforeseen that I'm not thinking about. And so one of the big things he told me was that the voice is very important to be able to maintain your voice throughout the entire record. So he recommended that I drink tea and really take care of my voice going in and talk normally. Because one of the big things is for this record, you think like maybe if I whisper or maybe if I change the way I talk, that could make my voice last longer. But that's actually worse. Whispering is actually harder on your vocal cords. And so he recommended all these things. I went into the record knowing what I was going to talk about for every single hour. The rules of the record were that you cannot have something to read. For that particular record, you could have bullet points, but you could just read straight from some places. So I prepared bullet points of stories for every single hour of the record, and then I prepare an extra 2 or 3 hours of additional stories. And what ended up happening is that day of the record, I'll talk more about this in a separate video about what went wrong. But I absolutely had to use all the backup stories because I was so exhausted. I couldn't think. Whenever I looked at the bullet points, I couldn't remember any of the stories. So it was crazy. That was that. I also talked to a couple of singers and actors who use their voice a lot on ways to preserve the voice better. They recommended a specific kind of tea to drink. And so if you find any of the footage or see any of the pictures from the event, you'll notice that I have a cup of tea in my hand pretty much the entire 36 hours. I am sipping on tea the entire time. And so all that preparation for me is crucial. Like I like going in and controlling the variables as much as possible so that it can actually put me in a position of the best potential success. So that's the story, and tomorrow I'll tell you a different part of it.